Hello, my friend.
Hello, hello, hello. It's Wednesday.
I know. I
Or
know.
maybe it's Tuesday because we in the US had Monday off, so technically it's our Tuesday of our work week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think we need to celebrate just for a minute because yesterday we were like, was it yesterday? Golly, one day off, and it just totally throws the whole groove off. It was like, why are we pushing to go live on Tuesday? You know we can push it a day.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's I mean, because we hear the drum beat just like everybody else. Be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. And and unfortunately, our brains translate consistent as the same time, the same place, every day. Like it just creates all these additional rules when really consistency is like, hey, we show up on a fairly regular basis.
Right. Right.
you
And
know,
we get to define that works for us. And that's our whole vibe going into this round of Mastery Circle. We've got some fun things happening in June. I mean, it's all about creating the life on our rules, not some arbitrary rule book that we're all following that none of us have a copy of.
right. Right, but we all seem to be really stressed about doing it the right way, and that if we're not getting the quote unquote result that we're seeking, that we must be doing it wrong. And newsflash, you're not doing it wrong.
Mm-mm.
It just takes time and the right energy. And when you're in the energy of pushing and needing to get it right, like that's a very restrictive and tight energy.
Yeah.
And
And you're pushing people away is what you're doing when you're in that push energy. It's like, you don't want to come to this. This is crazy over here.
And it's so counter to what we're used to. I mean, uh, we both have experience in the corporate world and just even society in general is,
Mhm.
you know, what's the 10 things on your to-do list? Like it's instead of just, like I'm going to trust myself that I'm going to pick some good things that need to get done today. Like,
Yeah.
the default feeling of like I have to be disciplined and I'm, going to be like if left to my own devices, I'm going to watch Netflix endlessly. And I mean, even when you have watched Netflix endlessly, eventually you're like, "God, this gets boring. Like, I want to go do something else."
Yeah. Yeah, and I have to be honest. So I did decide. Now, the weather had a lot to do with my decision on Monday because we had one big storm come through. I have a 7 a.m. call that I join, and I got kicked out. And I'm like, oh, maybe the universe is telling me this is a holiday. You need to recharge. And I was like, okay, we're going to recharge today. But I had the sneaky thoughts. You could da 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 da. Or, nobody's on right now. You could get so much further ahead. And I was like, but recharging is so important too.
Right. Yeah. No, you're 100% true. I mean, I've been pushing. Sometimes deadlines, life circumstances require a push, period.
You're
And
going to
so,
have them. Hands down, you're going to have some push.
and you're going to have some lists because, yes, you are going a million different places at the same time. I
Yeah.
think that the tendency to think that's the way life should be, like that's
All
the
the
way
time.
all the
All the
time,
time. Yeah.
is where we get stuck. And
Mhm.
so when we do have downtime, we're wanting to create that pressure, that energy. And
Mhm.
so, like, I was needing just like, I just needed nothing to be um calling for me at all, right?
But you
And
just moved. I mean, let's preface this. You just went through a complete move of households. So there was a lot of pushing going on because you
yeah,
needed to be out by a certain date. You needed to have it cleaned. You need to get your keys turned in. And now, you know,
yeah.
yeah,
But yet I knew that I would do things like I it's not like I would just sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing. There was some of that and I enjoyed it,
yeah,
but I read. I actually unpacked all the boxes that were labeled kitchen and laid
wow,
them all out because I knew I needed to begin the Tetris
yeah.
of that, but like not setting the expectation that I had to get my entire kitchen unpacked and put away.
By a
I'm
certain date, certain time. Yeah, yeah.
let my brain work on it. And like just before we came on, I was down there wiping out some cabinets going, "Oh, this is the perfect place for XYZ." So
And you know
letting
what I'm noticing as we are both leaning more into not pushing as much? I'm actually getting more done.
hmm, mhm. Oh my gosh, yesterday was so weird. I'd written down 3 or 4 things and I found myself I had completed those things and I felt mm, discombobulated like, "Oh my gosh, there should be
Now what?
more."
Yeah, now
Yeah.
what?
And I'm
Yeah,
like, "What if that's what if it's okay?" Like, I'm sure there are more things I could find to do, but
sure.
what if those 3 or 4 things are just enough and you can just push away and come back tomorrow and tackle the next 3 or 4 things?
Well, and staying in that momentum of getting 3, 4, okay, more 3. We lean more towards the 3.
Yes, yes.
If you did that consistently every day, just about every day. And it doesn't have to be work. I mean, it can be laundry or going to the grocery store or getting gas for your car before you're coming in on fumes. I mean, 3 easy things every day. Just imagine how
Mm.
much further along we would actually be. And I promise you this month it was intentional, and I intentionally said what's a work thing, what's a me thing, and what's a like a family, personal, or my husband's business or something thing. And
Mhm.
Jenny, I have actually gotten more done than trying to do 3 things, then the next 3 things, and some easy things. Now, I had them on there just in case something took way shorter than I imagined. But I'm amazed at slowing down and getting just enough done is perfect. It
Yeah.
really is.
Well, and it's interesting because it's like we don't trust ourselves
Mm. Well, it's a
to
weird,
like
it's different. It's the unfamiliar. So
yeah.
then the brain kicks in and goes, "What are you doing? This is not familiar. This is unsafe."
Yeah, and we've got some things happening like changing. I can tell you um when we made the announcement that tomorrow will be our last community power hour in the way that we've been doing them since November, I freaked out a little bit. I freaked out. I was like, "No, like I like this." But it's not we're evolving, we're changing. So, yes, tomorrow at 1:30 is the weird put a pillow on your fridge
It is
power.
supposed to bring you luck and prosperity. I mean, come on now.
Well, and I mean, dang, in this day and age, like if a pillow on my fridge is gonna do it, I'm all for it. It seems pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, although finding a graphic for that and working with AI to try to create something,
Yeah. It's like, what do you want? Yeah.
yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah.
It was fun. But we're shifting. We're shifting and evolving. We love the power hours, and we recognize that what is working right now is in the afternoons for us in our mastery circle, but we want to also bring some morning energy too.
Mhm.
So we're going to start rolling out the Power Hour Club in phases because, again, we're letting go of that push energy. And technology is a little bit more um, work than it likes to make us all think. Like we think, oh, idea, technology equals ease. And so we're going to
And
start out.
it did sound easy until we
Oh,
got into it, and it was like, "Oh my goodness, what have we done to ourselves again?" Yes.
and that's what I think is a good reminder to all of us in the online business world is going live, doing an email newsletter, posting and commenting consistently on your social media platform. They all are easy. But
Yeah.
behind the scenes, there's so many more steps. And
Mhm.
so, like you said something gold about setting timelines when you don't know how to do it.
Oh, yeah, it's like, "Oh, we're doing this by June 1st, but I have no idea what it's gonna take." Well, how do I know I can do it by June 1st?
Right. And we judge ourselves, like, and then we get
Mm.
panicky and like, oh, like it's not coming together. And what are people gonna think? I have this grand plan. I said it would be easy, and it's so that's the not pushing and saying in June we're rolling out the first phase of the Power Hour Club,
Mhm,
and it's starting out with Monday mornings
mhm.
free
Every Monday,
every
free,
Monday.
unless there's a holiday. Let's
Right.
preface that. We're taking holidays off,
Yes.
but 8:30 AM Central Standard Time, free.
Free. Free. And we'll definitely share the info on how to get connected, but the easiest way is hop on our email list, you know?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, and, in this live, I did put a link to that calendar,
Okay.
so it's there, and go book you a Monday morning. Yeah, it's trying to pick a time, and it's like 8:30. You can come in and plan your week, or you can journal, or you can read, or you can stretch, or you can exercise, I mean, it is
Or
not just work. It's
yes.
if there's anything that you've been wanting to do in the morning to give yourself the best possible setup for the day, come do it.
Well, and I'll be joining in my robe almost all the time.
And that's great. That's great. I mean, I love it. I love it. The only reason I won't is because I've already had a call early that because I'm in an international group, and so it's early, and I kind of did it with the international people in mind because that's their afternoon. Yes, we know we're not going to be able to hit all of the US people. That's very, very early for some, but we're going to have an afternoon version of this too, rolling out in July, but that's going to be more of a paid. And just to give you guys an idea, it's $5 to drop in, or it's $20 for the whole month. I mean, we are making this so super affordable because we know the power of these power hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just on a co working call hosted by a dear friend of ours, and we were just saying, like, the more co-working calls you can have, the more the better it is. I mean, the energy, the focus of the time together. So if you've never tried one and
Mhm,
your calendar's open tomorrow, jump in because it's so laid back in
mhm,
format. There's not a lot of expectation. Like you said, whatever you could be cleaning your bathroom.
mhm,
You anything that some people hop on the power hours and say, I have to run these errands and So I'll be here for 5 minutes and then I got to drop off.
Mhm.
It's just that accountability, that check in, that is just like having um, your own set
It's
community.
yeah, it's a little nudge. It's like saying it out loud, "I'm going to do X," and then you go do X. And I think it's important to kind of the journey of the Power Hour that we've been on. During round 1 of Mastery Circle, we started with just Fridays.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah,
good way to wrap up your week, get those things done that you said you were going to get done, and we wanted to offer that solution. And within 2 weeks, our clients were like, "Can we do more of this?" And we
right.
were
Well,
like,
we were like, we can we do more of that?
"Yeah." And we're like, "Well, yeah," because it's amazing how fast the time goes and how much you actually get accomplished. And it's just starting. That's usually the biggest obstacle, is just starting. And it it is amazing. And I want to tell, for the introverts out there, you do not have to speak. You do not have to do, there are no rules. I mean, you come on, you type in the chat, "This is what I'm getting done," or you don't. This is your time. There's
Right.
no rules around this. We want to support you however you need to be supported in getting that thing done,
Whatever it is.
whatever it
Absolutely.
is.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of getting things done, and
Yes.
more specifically, a goal, I
Yes.
mean, we start the next round of Mastery Circle on Monday. I cannot believe it.
I cannot believe it.
It's I'm excited. I'm ready for the next 12-week focus cycle. I need that
I've missed
desperately.
the I've missed the structure. I really, for two people that,
A little type A.
I mean, you say you're going to keep doing the things, but it's really the community that helps you stay in motion of doing all the things that move the needle forward. So
Right.
I cannot wait to get back
Yeah.
in our community.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. So, yeah, I mean, for those of you that maybe haven't checked it out, the structure is, and it's a framework. So you pick your goal.
Hmm.
You will help you um, get some clarity, narrow things down, uh, start, like, recognize where you're actually starting at, and
Hmm.
chunk down a result that could be possible in 12
Hmm.
weeks, both from a, oh my gosh, I knocked it out of the park. Things went way better than I thought they
Oh.
would, and down
Hmm.
to, like, every single day was a little bit of a struggle, right? So, like, we help you chunk it down, and then along the framework of planning each week,
Hmm.
executing each week, reflecting on what actually occurred and adjusting the plan. Um, and really, it is I think the goal that people realize is, oh, there's so much life that happens. There's so much chatter in my brain that I encounter on this process
Hmm.
towards achieving a goal, and the group is there to support you along the way, so that you don't tell yourself the lie that is, this isn't for me, or it's not my time, or this is too hard. And you actually move farther than you would have on your own,
Yeah,
because too many people, we get started on something, we run into those first couple obstacles, and
you're
they
done.
take us out. They take us
Yeah,
out.
which is understandable.
Oh,
And then if you have people going, "Yeah, this is so normal. This is I've experienced this," or, "Wow, how can we support you?" I mean, so many different ways to get support. And being an entrepreneur, it is lonely. And so if you can find a group that supports you exactly where you are, hopefully it's us. If not, find a community, because that is exactly why we're still doing what we're doing,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think um I was just thinking I was on, doing my social media thing for the
Mhm,
day. And, of course, I mean, even we share tips, tricks, frameworks that are like one, two, three, do this, but it implies that it is easy, that it should just go like this.
mhm,
And that's where doing it alone, you can get caught up in that
mhm.
judgment cycle that
Sure.
that really stops you from moving forward. Um, and we both want something different for ourselves and for our community as far as define success how it feels
Mhm.
good to you, not to some guru or um, you
Some
know,
imaginary rule book that we're all following that,
right,
right?
right, yeah,
Okay,
yes,
so we've gone over a whole lot today because we've
yeah,
got a lot going on. So, to summarize, tomorrow is our last monthly community power hour, and it's put a pillow on your fridge day. Look it up, it is a thing. Jenny thought I was crazy, and I'm like, no, it's a thing.
yeah,
And then starting in June, June 2nd, same day Mastery Circle starts. We're going to do our first Monday free power hour. And then we're kicking off Mastery Circle that afternoon. And I cannot wait. Cannot wait to
yeah.
have it's kind of
Um,
like the Grease. We're all together,
Walla
Yes,
Walla Bing Bing.
that. Not that I want to be singing, but that's what it almost feels like. We're getting all back together, even though
and
we see
it,
each other during power hours and stuff like that. It's like, oh,
and
want this.
I've people have asked like, oh, how big of a group it is. This is super intimate,
Mhm. On purpose,
on purpose. We
because
want
we've
it.
both been in huge groups where
Yeah,
just you're
yeah,
not even a name anymore. You're just a number, and we are
yeah.
not doing that. Not
Yeah.
no.
I mean, and the way we run it is reflective of that. We don't record calls because if you missed, we'll just reach out to you and share what you missed and answer your questions,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
know?
who has time to go back and watch a video? Who does it?
Right. Right. I mean, maybe once, twice,
Maybe, maybe, maybe. I
an
mean,
hour and a half video, you're
yeah,
like, what's important here?
yeah,
Like
right.
yeah, we keep it small and intimate on purpose,
Mhm.
because we want you to have that one-on-one support and that connection to the group,
Yeah.
so that you don't feel like, oh, no one's going to notice if I'm gone for a couple days. We will notice.
Oh, yeah. And the community is like, so where's so and so? Or,
Right.
and you're like, yeah, we got. Mhm, mhm,
Because we're here to help you get through the life obstacles because they're going to happen.
mhm. Every day.
We could write out like the laundry list of obstacles we've tackled in just this month, right? Like
Today.
today. So,
But yeah, yeah.
and it's all in an upward growth, right?
Mhm.
It's learning, growing, evolving, shifting, instead of this, oh, straight line trajectory perfection idea of how things get done.
Yeah.
Nothing happens that way. Everything is like this, turning around, going back, all of those things.
Yeah, and I mean, think about how boring life would be if it didn't. So,
I don't know. I kind of
you've had
romanticize
a
the
lot
idea.
of life happen here lately. So, yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, awesome. We would love to see you, whether it's on the free Power Hour calls or
Tomorrow.
tomorrow or next Monday,
Hmm.
and all the Mondays following for the near
Hmm.
future, or check out the Mastery Circle. We
The
would
QR
love
code is
it's
that
right
way.
above me.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
We'd love to have you join us in our group.
We sincerely would. And I hope you're feeling the sincerity here because it has been a game changer. It really has for so many. So
Yes, awesome. All
until
right.
next week.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll lots to talk about, I'm sure, on next Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. See you
Bye
later.
everyone.
Bye.